The Young and the Restless is slowly unraveling a dark and mysterious storyline surrounding Mariah Copeland, and as the secrets of her past begin to surface, the depth of her trauma and the danger she's facing become more apparent. Mariah's recent return after a business trip has left her visibly shaken, and despite her best efforts to conceal her distress from Tessa Porter, it's clear that something is deeply wrong. Tessa's concern for her wife is growing, and the unanswered questions are mounting. What is really happening to Mariah, and why does she keep insisting that speaking about the issue is not safe? The mystery surrounding Mariah has captivated fans, and it seems that the reason for her extreme anxiety may be far darker than anyone initially anticipated. Mariah has always been a complex character, strong-willed and independent, yet her return home after the trip seems to signal something far more sinister. Though she tries to act as though everything is normal, her every move suggests otherwise. Her interactions with Tessa grow increasingly strained, and despite her calm exterior, her panic is palpable. She claims that discussing her troubles would put them both in danger, but the question is, why? The possibility that Mariah is being blackmailed cannot be ruled out. It's becoming increasingly clear that someone holds leverage over her, forcing her into silence. Her behavior, coupled with her cryptic warnings, points to the possibility of a secret that, if revealed, could destroy everything she's worked for. But who would have the power to control Mariah, and what could they want from her? Tessa is desperate to help, but she doesn't fully understand what's at stake. In her eyes, the situation seems dire enough that she even threatens to distance herself from Mariah, believing that the threat of separation might be enough to get her wife to open up. Yet, Mariah remains resolute, constantly reiterating that it is too dangerous to talk. Her insistence on silence only fuels Tessa's fears, and the tension between them escalates as they both try to navigate this minefield of secrets. As viewers, we are taken back to the night of the traumatic event, a night that seems to haunt Mariah's every waking moment. While Tessa might think the issue stems from Mariah's infidelity, the real story appears to be far more disturbing. Mariah's memories of that night are fragmented, but they are filled with intense guilt and fear. The images that haunt her mind involve a man, a mysterious figure whom Mariah remembers confronting in a terrifying moment of aggression. In the heat of the moment, she struck him, using a pillow to smother him into unconsciousness. Did she kill him? The thought alone sends a shiver down her spine. This shocking revelation raises more questions than it answers. Mariah, once a beacon of stability, is now faced with an unbearable secret. Is she truly responsible for this man's death, or is there more to the story than she remembers? As she grapples with her own guilt, it becomes clear that the incident is not just a random act of violence but part of a much larger, more intricate conspiracy. Could she have been manipulated into committing this act? Is there someone behind the scenes pulling the strings, orchestrating this entire nightmare? Tessa's growing suspicion of Mariah's troubled behavior is understandable, especially as she begins to connect the dots between the changes in Mariah and her increasingly erratic reactions. However, her attempt to get Mariah to open up only makes things worse. Mariah becomes more defensive and withdrawn, her emotional walls growing higher with each passing day. Tessa's love and concern for her wife are genuine, but the more she pushes, the more Mariah recoils. It's clear that she's carrying a heavy burden. One that she feels she cannot share without putting both of their lives at risk. The deeper mystery of Mariah's trauma is not just about her guilt over the night she can barely remember. It's about the sinister forces at play that are manipulating her, controlling the narrative of her life, and forcing her to confront something far darker than she could have imagined. Could there be a shadowy figure from her past lurking in the background, someone with the means and the motive to blackmail her into silence? Perhaps this man wasn't a stranger at all, but someone with deep connections to her life, someone who can manipulate her emotions and keep her trapped in a cycle of fear. As the story progresses, the stakes get higher. Mariah's psychological descent becomes more pronounced, and viewers are left wondering how much longer she can keep up the facade of normalcy. The tension between her and Tessa will continue to build, reaching a breaking point where the truth must come to light. But when the truth finally does emerge, Will it be enough to save Mariah, or will it tear her world apart even further? The slow reveal of Mariah's secret promises to be one of the most compelling storylines in The Young and the Restless, filled with suspense, psychological tension, and high emotional stakes. With every passing day, the pressure mounts, and the audience is left on the edge of their seats, wondering when the truth will finally surface, and what the consequences will be once it does. Will Mariah ever find peace, or is she doomed to live with the weight of her dark past forever? Only time will tell. As the mystery surrounding Mariah Copeland continues to unfold on The Young and the Restless, the tension between her and Tessa Porter grows ever more palpable. Mariah, the woman who has always been known for her courage and strength, now finds herself trapped in a situation of her own making. The secret she's hiding is too dangerous to reveal, and the weight of her guilt is becoming too much to bear. But what exactly happened that night? Why does Mariah seem so haunted by the encounter with a mysterious man, whose face resembles someone from her dark past? Ian Ward, the man who once tormented her. Mariah's actions that night have become the crux of a psychological mystery that may very well define the future of her relationship with Tessa. While Tessa remains by Mariah's side, growing increasingly concerned for her, there is an undeniable shift in her emotional landscape. Tessa has spent a great deal of time with Daniel Romalotti Jr., who started off as a guitar teacher but quickly became someone more. Their friendship has blossomed into something deeper, and now Daniel confesses to his father, Danny Romalotti, that he has developed feelings for Tessa. This revelation signals a significant turning point for Tessa, who is already struggling to hold on to her love for Mariah while also dealing with the emotional connection she shares with Daniel. Tessa is in turmoil. Her devotion to Mariah has always been strong, but with the constant weight of Mariah's secrets and the emotional distance she's placed between them, Tessa finds herself questioning whether she can keep fighting for a relationship that seems so one-sided. Daniel, on the other hand, has been a reliable and steadfast friend, offering Tessa the emotional support she so desperately needs. His feelings for her complicate matters further, and the line between friendship and love becomes increasingly blurred. The painful truth of the situation is that as Tessa's connection with Daniel deepens, her relationship with Mariah seems to slip further away. Mariah's refusal to open up about the truth behind her actions is driving a wedge between the two women, and Tessa is beginning to lose hope. She's become caught between two worlds, one where her love for Mariah exists alongside the growing bond she shares with Daniel. If Mariah finally admits the horrific truth about that fateful night, it may very well be too late for her to repair the damage she has done to her relationship with Tessa. As the mystery continues to unfold, Mariah's fear of being exposed grows. She believes no one knows what happened that night, but what if someone does? What if there is a witness who knows exactly what she did? Could someone have seen her that night, perhaps even overheard her actions? This possibility raises the stakes even higher, as Mariah realizes that her darkest secret could soon come to light, potentially shattering everything she's worked to protect. The question of whether Mariah disposed of the man's body in some remote location or left him behind in a hotel room is crucial. Did she go as far as to hide the evidence, or did she simply leave him where he fell? The thought that the man may still be alive, either hidden away or seeking revenge, haunts Mariah at every turn. She fears that he is watching her, biding his time until the moment is right to confront her. However, the possibility that the man is indeed dead opens up an entirely new set of complications. What if someone witnessed Mariah's actions that night and has been silently waiting for the right moment to expose her? Could someone have been watching, just waiting to blackmail her into silence? If this mysterious figure does indeed exist, it could explain why Mariah has been so paranoid and terrified, even though no one else knows about her actions. The constant threat of exposure could be the reason she is so reluctant to trust anyone, even the woman she loves. If Mariah does indeed face exposure, it may also explain her recent behavior towards Tessa. The guilt and fear of being caught might have driven her to push Tessa away, believing that distancing herself would protect her from the fallout. In the back of her mind, Mariah may be convinced that if she keeps Tessa at arm's length, she can shield her from the consequences of her actions. But this only pushes Tessa further into the arms of Daniel, creating a dangerous emotional rift between the two women. Tessa's growing bond with Daniel is a double-edged sword for Mariah. While she pushes Tessa away, she is simultaneously pushing her closer to another man who is ready to offer the support she so desperately needs. The tension between Mariah and Tessa is poised to reach a breaking point. The more Mariah tries to keep her secret hidden, the more it consumes her. Her fear of exposure, her guilt over what she has done, and her increasing emotional distance from Tessa all contribute to her deteriorating mental state. The stakes are higher than ever, and with each passing day, the risk of Mariah's dark secret being revealed grows. What will happen when the truth comes out? Will Mariah be able to reconcile with Tessa and regain her trust, or will the damage be too great to repair? As the storyline continues to evolve, fans are left on the edge of their seats, wondering if Mariah will finally confess her sins or if the mystery will continue to unfold in the most unexpected ways. The tension, emotional turmoil, and complex relationships at play in this storyline have the potential to create one of the most gripping and heartbreaking arcs in the Young and the Restless history. What will the future hold for Mariah, Tessa, and Daniel? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. This is a story filled with secrets, lies, and devastating consequences.